What a relief. After a week of intense and even accelerating selling pressure, we got a strong close to the week. And if you're asking what in the world happened, you've came to the right place. This is TLDR Stocks, where I review the highlights of the last week, get you ready for the coming week, and hopefully weeks to come in the financial markets. All right, I have to take a breath here because there's so much happening. I can't even do it all justice. All right, software stocks, tech stocks in general, cryptocurrency all had intense selling pressure last week. It was like a huge overhang on the market, and it infected other places in the market, even as consumer staples and industrials, particularly manufacturing stocks, had a great week and even bullish, all-time highs, for instance, for industrials. And then there were also themes in currency markets and in precious metals, where we saw lots of volatility. So there's a lot of unsettling things going on. We have to stay on our toes, traders and even you long-term investors. Let's start with market breadth. The percentage of stocks trading above the 50-day moving average is what I like to call AT54 above the 50. You can see here this big drop down and then a big rebound up. That takes me away from my risk-off call. I am now neutral. Reminder that at that 70% overbought level, the rejection from there took me to risk off and bearish. Now I am neutral. And why am I neutral? Because the bears and bulls are now tugging on each other with equal weight. For instance, S&P 500, it ended the week strong, rebounded off of a 50-day moving average breakdown. It's that red line. And I've been amazed at how consistently this trade works. One of these days, it has to fail, right? But it hasn't. If the S&P 500 breaks down below its 50-day moving average, you buy it, and within days, maybe even the next day, you're in the money. All right, NASDAQ, still struggling. See that double top? NASDAQ is bearish, and it's doubly bearish because it's under the 50-day moving average, which is that red line. Now, my favorite place of the market, the small caps, IWM, ETF of small caps, had a very strong end to the week. I had some great trades there. So we know now where the bulls are, and we know where the bears are. All right, let's take a look at some individual stocks and indices that caught my eye for the week.